welcome. This is another Truth About Parenting video that I want to put together. So I did a blog post about keeping kids safe in the summer, and if you've seen my child protection online course that I talk about, how to keep kids safe when outdoors as well as inside. And so I want to talk about, give more tips about being safe in the summer, especially when there's heat waves. So the first thing is the one that has been on the news, even news women you talk about it, and that is don't keep kids in cars with the windows shut, no cool air coming through, because it's very dangerous. Never ever, if it's boiling hot, leave a kid in the car without having any kind of cool air, because it has been proven that they can die within minutes because of people not using their common sense. Leaving kids in cars and pets in a very hot car, because it makes you sleepy, and yes, there has been deaths because of that reason. So never ever bring them in, go to the shop and get them out of the car. Just hold their hand and take them into a shop. Don't leave them in a car with the windows up, no air conditioning, and just for even a split second, because it is very, very dangerous. So that's one thing I didn't touch upon in keeping kids safe in the summer, but it does need to be thought about. And the second one is make sure they are hydrated and drink water. Drink lots of water, because their bodies, like mine, when I first went abroad, I think my body was not used to the hot climate. So and on one holiday I became very, very ill, and it didn't ruin the holiday, but it took away some of the days of my holiday, because I had heat stroke, and it was not nice at all. I was in bed, I was so unwell. There's a couple of days I don't even remember. I just remember being very ill in the bathroom, and then the last minute I know, I'm lying on my mum and dad's bed, trying to recover. And so make sure they drink lots of water and that they stay hydrated. So the next one is go out when it is the coolest part of the day. Yes. So say before, if you can, obviously you take them to and from school. Make sure that you put cream on them before they start school, and just from top to toe cover them in sunscreen. There are skin friendly ones out there, and always use the ones which is for kids, and is at least factor 30 and above. So and the one hack that I do is that with my son, he has about 3 or 4 water bottles. So he did have, and so what I would tend to do is fill one up with water, leave it in the fridge overnight, and the same for when he's at school. Will give him some water, a bottle, and then I would make sure there's a cool bottle of water in the fridge, ready for when he got home, and that just helps keep them hydrated. Keep applying sunscreen throughout the day, and show the teachers where you keep it in their bag, and make sure that it's fresh water. The other one is walk where there is shade, and only do short half-hour time outdoors. So basically, don't have kids playing in the sun for more than half an hour, because their bodies can pick up the sun very quickly and burn. So you need to protect their skin. You need to make sure that they're drinking lots of water, but don't have them out in the sun longer than half an hour. And one thing you can do you do it in blocks of time. So we would then sometimes go for walks in the park, but that we walked some parts in the shade rather than being exposed to the sun all the time. And then the last one is only put 2 layers of clothing on, like a t-shirt, pants, shorts, trainers, or kids' open-toe shoes. Now, there's different footwear for kids now, and so always make sure that they don't have any more than a couple of layers on, because they will for the heat, and Henry would get very hot and bothered by, if he was too hot. So, and in the summer, normally I won't even have him sleeping with a t-shirt on, just as long as he's got pants on, for night time, and that seemed to suit him well, because then he doesn't get too hot. And the other advice is don't leave your radiators on, because that can be dangerous as well. And what I think was a good idea was that, have the heating coming on at certain times, but in the winter. In the summer they don't need the heat, so the heat's outside. So, don't expose them to the sun for too long, and don't overdo it with the clothes. One other hack is put them, and I've spoken about it in my blogs, and it's put them in bright colours so they can easily be seen. And make sure they know about road safety, especially if they're going to be on their scooters. Always make sure they're wearing a hat to take some of the sun away, and that you keep hydrating and lots of cream on. And the other tip I would say is don't use transport if you can help it, because if they haven't got air conditioning. So on Southwest trains, they never used to have air conditioning, and it would be really hot, same as on a bus. So that's why sometimes I tended to walk home from work, because I didn't want to be stuck on a very hot bus or a train. And so if you can take them up the road without getting transport, do so. I'm not saying that you can't go out, you can, but make sure you pack for the day. If you're going to be out all day, make sure you've got a full bottle of sunscreen, make sure you've got them sunglasses, make sure they've got a hat, make sure they've got a fresh cool bottle of water, and make sure that they can be seen easily, and even put their name on their back, so that, because sometimes kids do the same, and you want your child to stand out, to make sure, because he did used to have a tendency of running off. He's got better since then, but it's just for your own reinsurance. So anyway, I hope these tips help you, and stay safe, but enjoy the summer, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.